Hey everybody, Dr. Sandel, breaking the boundaries of mainstream medicine. Today we're going to talk about sex. Kidding, not kidding. Let's say that you are noticing a lessening of sex drive. And you go to your doctor and you say, hey doc, I'm really just not feeling the sex drive that I used to feel. How are they going to address that? Well, typically what they're going to say is, well, that's kind of normal as you age. Now this is kind of a reoccurring topic for me here, right? I'm not a big believer in age, and I certainly don't believe in age as a point to dismiss things. The truth is, we should have fairly robust sex drive. When we're teenagers, that's kind of hardwired. As we age, that can go down. Now, should that go down? The truth is that sex drive is one of the absolute best tools to tell you about your health. Sex drive is a biological impulse to have children, right? When we're teens, we're just driven by that. And then as we go through our lives and we get stressed out and we become sleep deprived and we have kids, that starts to change. Well, why does that change? It's because it's a biological impulse. It is there to help us. It's there to help us have kids. And then it goes away if we are not prepped to have more kids. What does that mean? It means we are too stressed, we don't have enough nutrition, we're not fit enough, something isn't going right, and so our body literally turns off that signal. It says, hey, I don't think you can really handle a crying baby right now. Don't go there. And so it protects us by turning down our libido, our sex drive. Now, that's really important because that gives us the opportunity to check in with our health. Could I take care of a crying infant that keeps me up at night? And if the answer is yes, you're probably in great health. If the answer is, oh God, not more of that, okay, well, maybe we aren't quite recovered from the stress of our jobs or our first child or whatever it was that kind of knocked us down a little bit. So if you're someone who doesn't have a pretty roaring sex drive, that tells you something about your health. Now, there's of course all sorts of esoteric considerations on whether we should give in to that sex drive or not, but I'm not so much talking about that in this video. We'll do that sometime soon, but rather I'm talking about what does that tell us about our health? You should have a robust sex drive. If you don't have a robust sex drive, something isn't going perfectly. You are aging actively, and of course, we should try and push back on that. Maybe we're lower in testosterone or estrogen than we should be, and that's why our sex drive is starting to drop down. But why does that happen? Well, really for a lot of the reasons we talked about. We're not eating right. We're so busy at our job. We stopped exercising. We sit at a desk and we're not walking around routinely. We're not playing and having fun. We're in the grind. Piles and piles of reasons that can happen. But first and foremost, just check in. If you've got a robust sex drive, you're probably in a place of really good health. If you don't have a robust sex drive, think about what's limiting that. And the simple truth is there's tons of things that can do that, and you probably know the answer. Maybe we're in the grind and our partner's in the grind and we just don't have enough time for intimacy. We don't have time to kind of connect and romance, and that's the reason that we're not having a sex drive. Well, it turns out that that's super important for human health. There are all sorts of studies looking at the value of relationship and intimacy, as far as connecting as two people, two biological units. That's really important for slowing the aging process. We have to have romance in our lives. We have to have friends. We have to have connection. We need all of that. So that's not really an excuse. If we're like, well, I just don't have time and my partner doesn't have time, like, well, okay, we should fix that, right? That's important because it not only is a matter of sort of, sexual health as a separate category. No, that informs what's actually happening with your entire biology. So we kind of got off on this tear because it's February, Valentine's Day is coming up. So please go connect with your significant other, right? Take the time for that and check in with your body. And if you're like, nah, that doesn't sound like fun, hit the pause button. Why doesn't that sound like fun? What isn't right in your health that doesn't sound fun? And then figure out how to correct it. Okay, guys, I hope that helps. I hope you guys have a fabulous Valentine's Day coming up, and we'll catch you next time.